Hi Grasshoppers, Master C here. I'm excited for another great class with you guys. I know this week we have kind of a cool thing going on. We're doing some special topics, okay? So in today's class, we're gonna spend some time working on some coordination drills. Now these are really, really useful and it should be a lot of fun too. So a couple of things you're gonna need for these first couple rounds. You're gonna need like a soft ball, like a koosh ball kind of thing, or I know in the dojang we use those really soft little dodge balls. You could also use like a balled up sock. That would be great too. So I'm gonna give you a quick second after we bow in to go pick up a ball, and you're gonna need a couple of like, I would say bigger plastic cups, maybe like as big as you can while being able to hold it with one hand, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and bow into our class. You guys can face right up here. Say feet together.
Feet together.
Hands by your side.
Hands by your side.
Eyes straight ahead.
Eyes straight ahead.
And bow.
And bow.
Good. Turn and face the flags. Right hand over your heart. Cookie barre.
Cookie barre.
Paro.
Paro.
Good. Face the pictures of the Grand Masters. Kwan Jan In. Chariot.
Chariot.
Kunyat.
Kunyat.
Good. Face this way one more time. Chariot.
Chariot.
Kunyat. Good. So again, you're going to need to grab, I would say 3 or 4 of these little soft balls would be great. And then 2 plastic cups, okay? Now, if you can't put your hand around the whole cup, if you have a plastic cup with a handle, that will also work awesome. All right, guys? So I'll give you a quick second to grab those things, and I'll see you right back here. Awesome, guys. Now that you have the things that you need, you can just kind of set them off to the side for a quick second. We're going to get warmed up with some rolling skills. Rolling is obviously is so useful for learning how our body kind of moves in space. So as always, you'll need to make sure you kind of have a cleared out area where you're not rolling over the cat or into the coffee table or something like that. So we're going to kind of get down, and I'll turn sideways so you guys can see even better. I'm going to be in my kneeling position. So I have one knee down, one knee up. I'm gonna make a triangle with my hands, put it down on the mat, and then for today, I'm gonna try to roll as slowly as I can. So I'm gonna take my chin, tuck it against my chest, and my back foot is going to push as I try to roll through, all right? I'll try again, going back the other way, make a triangle, put it down, tuck my chin, and we try to roll. Nice and slow. Now the idea here, especially for parents at home that are helping little guys, I want to roll from my shoulder to the opposite hip. So it's not terrible in the beginning if they're doing what I've kind of termed the kindergarten roll. And the kindergarten roll is this guy, where their hands go down, their head goes down, and they just kind of roll over the top. That's okay, because your body's still moving in space, but the best rolls actually go from shoulder to hip. And that's achieved by twisting your body. So I'm still rolling straight, but because my body is twisted, my lead shoulder will touch, and then my rear hip will touch. Boom. So really fun skill. I'm gonna say maybe work 8 good forward rolls, okay? So you can pause this video in just a moment while your little one works through those forward rolls. And something you can do to kind of assist them, it's okay to kind of put your hand on the back of their head, so while they're trying to roll, keep their head pushed so they don't crash down on their head. A good roll will not really let the head touch at all, okay? So have fun with those forward rolls, and I'll see you right back here. Okay, backwards roll is going to be next. Now, for some students, this one tends to be more difficult. For others, it's actually more easy. So it's one of the most interesting things for me to teach as an instructor are these rolling skills, because like I mentioned, some people are super natural with them, and some people it's really, really awkward. For me personally, rolling was not something that came naturally, so I can appreciate it when students struggle with this. So backwards roll. I always like to teach this one from a totally seated position, both feet in front. Okay. This minimizes the risk of me hurting my knees. Some students, if they roll from this type of position, their knee will flare out and they'll fall backwards, and they may kind of tweak this knee. right? It's a possibility. So little guys, I like to show that they keep their feet out in front. Now the key here is that we don't want to roll over our head. Just like the forward roll, a good roll will mean we don't run over our head, so we don't strain our neck. So I'm gonna take my ear and I'm gonna put on my shoulder. Boom. Now my head's kind of out of the way. At this point, I'm going to fall straight backwards, not towards where my head was, which is really tempting to do. So as I go back, both of my knees will stay together and they're gonna come to the shoulder that does not have my head on it. Obviously, if my knees come to my face, that could be really bad. So ear goes to one shoulder, I'm gonna lay it back, both knees come to the other side, my head really doesn't contact the floor, and we finish the forward roll, or backwards roll. I would sit back down, and I work the same thing again. Ear on the shoulder, knees together, lay back, right on through. Again, parents, you can assist by kind of pushing their head and pulling their feet through, just so they kind of get the idea, okay? So work those 8 good backwards rolls. We'll do a quick stretch, and then we'll get into some of our coordination games. It'll be fun. Good job with those rolls, guys. Let's get our body a little bit more loosened up. So hands on your hips and hip circles. Good job, good job. Other way. Arm circles backwards. Nice big smile. And forward. Back and forth across your chest. I don't know about you guys, but as the weather warms up a little bit, I'm loving it out here. Love the heat. Good. Link your hands together, trunk twist. Good job. Hands on your hips, head side to side. Looking left and right. Up and down. Spread your feet apart. Lean forward. Put one hand on each foot. And repeat after me. Say, 하나,
하나,
둘,
둘,
셋,
셋,
넷,
넷,
다섯,
다섯,
여섯,
여섯,
일곱,
일곱,
여덟,
여덟,
아홉,
아홉,
육.
육.
Good. Now really try to make sure your legs stay straight. We're going to take both of our hands and we're going to put them on one of our feet. Repeat again. Say, 일,
일,
이,
이,
삼,
삼,
사,
사,
오,
오,
육,
육,
칠,
칠,
팔,
팔,
구,
구,
십.
십.
Good. Both hands over the other side. And 하나,
하나,
둘,
둘,
셋,
셋,
넷,
넷,
다섯,
다섯,
여섯,
여섯,
일곱,
일곱,
여덟,
여덟,
아홉,
아홉,
육.
육.
Beautiful, guys. Awesome work. Face right here. Chariot. Kunyat. Grab a quick sip, and we'll get ready for some of these games. All right, so if you have your little soft dodgeballs or rolled up socks, now is the time to use them, okay? Sometimes here I use these indoor snowball fighting snowballs, and there's actually a funny story here. We did an indoor snowball fight parents' night out one time, and it was great, man. There was a ton of kids here. They're throwing the snowballs back and forth. Everybody's having a great time, and then, like, before I know it, like, there's wetness everywhere. The mat's wet, the mirrors are wet, kids have big wet marks on their shirts, and I call for like, whoa, guys, freeze for a second. And I'm looking around, and like 10 of these little balls are like completely soaked through with water. And I found there was one ninja that kept taking these over to the water fountain and just like dumping water on them to make them more like a snowball. So it was really funny because I thought it was actually pretty clever. but it was a little bit of a mess. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you guys. All right, now, first round is really simple. It's just gonna be catching with our hands. When it comes to coordination, for little people, catching with their hands is not always easy, okay? But it is gonna be the easiest of our set of things for today. So I'm gonna borrow my partner, Master Cosby. And I'm gonna give you a couple ways you can work this, all right? So first way, and typically, I obviously, like if a parent is working with a child, they will probably figure this out. But a lot of times when students are playing toss back and forth in the dojang when they're really young, they're too close. So like they're throwing you the ball and it's like, it's hard to like see it coming and judge where it's gonna be in time to catch it when you're super close. The other thing I recommend is to do an underhanded toss. This way that the student gets a chance to kind of read it coming up and coming back down again, right? So if Master Cosby's tossing for me, first way to work it, just a two-hand catch. Right up here, I'm gonna catch with two hands. I could roll it back, which is what I recommend for the students to kind of throw it maybe all over the place. Or if they are a really good thrower too, they can just underhand toss it right back. Good, boom, and back. I'm keeping my hands up, kind of in a defensive posture. If your ninja is a little bit better catcher, then instead of throwing it straight to them, you can throw it just like a foot or two off to the side, right? So maybe Master Cosby throws it over here, I just have to move a little bit, okay? So that would kind of be like level 1 for the actual catching drill. Level 2 would be I'm catching with one hand. So when she throws the ball, I'm gonna catch with my dominant hand. When she throws the next one, I'm gonna try to catch with my non-dominant hand. This is way tougher, all right? And depending on the size of your ninja and the size of the balls, catching with one hand could be really tough. So she throws, and I catch it with my dominant hand. I throw it back, she throws again, and I catch it with my non-dominant hand. This obviously is gonna be more difficult, and the challenge I would give is throw 10 balls, right? And count how many they can catch, right? Then I would recommend maybe work that 3 times and see if they can beat their score. If they're catching 5 or more and they're really little, that is probably really good. Obviously, you want to get to the point where they're catching 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 basically every time. So really fun drill. You can play with the distance some too if you like. So when we go to the next still shot, pause here, take a few minutes, work this kind of level 1 and its variations of catching here. Awesome, guys. Now, level 2. We started off with catching with our hands, which is a great challenge in the beginning. Next step towards developing our coordination is learning how to use tools to catch. So I'm going to be using cups here. And this will be more challenging than catching with our hands for most students. So if I can borrow Master Cosby again. Before, like when we were catching with one hand, I could set one of my cups down and I can try this. Now, if you look at the size of the ball, it's not, way smaller than the size of my cup. And you could use lots of things, and I'll show you a couple of other examples. So you want to definitely make sure that the ball will fit. If the ball is bigger, it'll kind of look like a snow cone, and that will definitely make it more challenging. So if you want it to be harder, you could use a smaller cup or a larger ball. But ideally, the ball would fit into the cup reasonably well. So she gives me the underhand toss, and I'm going to try to catch it, in the cup, and it's tough, man, it's tough. So coming at it again, and pretty good, pretty good. If I was feeling really saucy, I could try a cup in each hand, right? Dominant, non-dominant, good, it's coming in. All right, got it on the dominant side. How's my non-dominant? Not as good. Give me one more try at this, I can do this. Good, So it's something that we need to work on, and we can have a little fun with it, okay? So maybe these cups will be a little small. So if that was the case, you can grab something else. I happen to have a cone here, obviously much larger diameter circle to catch with, so it would make it much easier, boom, to catch it every time. So play with this one. It should be a fun challenge. Again, I would recommend do 10 tosses and count and see how successful they are. They can try to beat that score. Coordination challenge, number 2. I'll see you right back here in a minute. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Just giving myself a quick trim while you were finishing out that last drill. Now, we do have a little game to play here today that does not involve scissors. It's going to be our ball blocking game. So we've been doing lots of different things with catching and moving around, and now I'm gonna just do my best to try to kind of deflect those balls as they're coming at me. So I'm not worried about trying to catch them this time, so I'm gonna be battling Master Cosby. So she's gonna grab our dodgeball container. She's coming at me here. And my goal is to be in a horse stance. Good. So I'm here, and I don't want that ball to touch my body. I can use my arms to block it, but I cannot let it touch me otherwise. If I want to try to dodge it, I can. I just am not allowed to move my feet. Okay? So I got my hands up. Boom, I'm blocking that first one. Good. Inside block, outside block, palm strikes, back fist. Boom, I'm getting him. Oh, she's really coming at me fast with it. Boom. Oh, I dodged that one. I cheated a little bit because I moved my foot. Boom. 1, 2. Oh, I got hit one. Oh, now if you get hit, that arm is out, right? I got hit on the chest on this side. I can't use that arm. I'm down to one arm here. Good. Oh, she gets me. She gets me again. And it's over. Oh. It was pretty fun, right? So that is going to be the way that we finish. You guys are welcome to use some socks or something like that or stuffed animals. Have some fun with that one. Play a few rounds. And I do have a cow joke for you. So I want to know, if it's like a rainy day or something like that, where do cows like to go to spend their time? To the movies, of course. So great job today, guys. I cannot wait to see you again soon. Got some cool stuff coming up, and we'll see you there. Have a good one.